Yeah, alright, do it again. You should have seen it come. You acted numb, don't deny. You are like a moth to the flame. The street into the heat of the night. Yeah, alright, do it again. You should have seen it come. You acted numb, don't deny. You are like a moth to the flame.
Hello, Internet! It is I, your fan favorite host, SneakyDevil, and this is Fanfiction Empty 9002. Let's get back. Well, I actually forgot to add the 1 to this podcast. It's gonna fuck me up later, so
Oh, good job.
it's gonna be kept up at night thinking, oh, I forgot the 1.
It should keep you up.
As I was saying, Max Force and Atin, as you can certainly hear them now because I've remembered to re-enable their audio.
Ah, thanks, buddy. Fucking
Yeah.
piece of shit.
Can't wait for him to fuck it up again next week.
Look, it's just one time of you forgetting to turn the audio on of your co-hosts for 15 minutes, and nobody says anything.
On the upside, though, I have multiple instances of you not knowing how to spell words.
Oh, of course I don't know how to spell words. What do
That's
I look
not
like?
like something we can be glad of. Like,
No, but it does mean whenever he can't use the whole "I only did it once" excuse.
I only did it once. I got like a glass of whiskey left. I'm gonna savor this.
Nah, just knock that shit back.
You're gonna
Don't.
knock-
Why are you gonna show
We know
restraint now,
you.
Sneaky?
No, I just fucking downed that bottle.
Okay.
So much
See,
for
I was gonna say, I'm like,
savoring.
you just. That'd be like eating an entire package of cookies, just inhaling them, getting to the last one, and going, I should enjoy this one.
But just remember, you can all donate to my apple juice fund, and I mean actual apple juice. I'll even film myself buying apple juice with the money I am gifted.
No, Sneaky. That's what Twitch's just whatever category is for. You can live stream yourself buying the apple juice.
Exactly.
And when the clerk asks what you're doing, you can say, I'm buying apple juice so I can yeet myself out of existence and then leave.
I'm buying apple juice so I can yeet myself out of existence. Thanks, Nosehair, for once again contributing to my apple juice fund. Atin, I think you're not friends with Nosehair.
What happened?
I don't think you're friends with Nosehair anymore.
Oh, thank God! I've been trying for years! What did I finally do?
You said the word yeet and apple juice in the same sentence.
Thank God.
Ugh. Anyway, let us continue. So let's
It's
see.
like, you know, I've tried everything. I've even gone to the man's house. It didn't work with Max, but you know, I think it'll only take a time or two before his parents kill me.
So, how do you guys feel about Ruby times Azur Lane?
Can't go any worse than Ruby times Cancol.
I mean, here's the thing. Luckily, I don't give a fuck about either of those, so go nuts.
I'm gonna see if I can't ping Arn first, because he loves Azur Lane.
Oh boy.
If I can't get Arn on here. Then we'll just skip it and do something else.
I thought it was spelled without an E.
It is.
What is up with Japan being like, nah, no E's?
They just hate it.
You know, it might be a
you're
genetic
here.
memory from when the bombs fell.
Like, no, Japan's done that with a lot of things. Like Samurai Showdown. The Showdown is spelled without a W in the show part.
Yeah, I don't know. It's some stylistic thing or something.
Yeah, and then Blaze Blue is Blaze without an E.
Yeah, fucking Blaz Blue.
Actually, it's Blay Blue. If you listen to the announcer later, she
Jesus.
she doesn't even pronounce the Z. Oh
Just
god,
that Z doesn't exist and it's not my problem.
it's just Blay Blue. It's like, why?
Call to
Well, so-
raid Area 51 draws hordes of people. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Nobody's actually gonna see. This is the thing. I'm waiting for like the one time.
No, but
4chan manages to get
4,000 people have signed up to do this. If even 1% show up, that's still 4,000. Sorry, 400,000 people have signed up. If even 1% show up,
That means the military will have to use a lot of bullets.
yes.
Oof. That
Because here's the problem, right? Area 51 is a restricted site. And the
With
signs
multiple
do say
Yeah.
you will be shot.
Yeah. Multiple postings miles out from the actual facility.
So clearly, it's going to be a race of who has more bullets versus who has more people, Soviet style. Let's do this.
I mean,
Why
look,
would
if they
they
break
think
in and we
this-
find out aliens are real, like, cool, guys, but, you know, maybe the government's hiding it for a reason. What if they're all just, like, What if the internet was right and it's just a bunch of goddamn furries?
Kay will rescue the murder cube. Thank you, Nozair. Alright, so, you know what I'm feeling? You know, I'm feeling right now, something painful. So, this one looks pretty good. This one, we don't care enough, but we do care a little bit to her. Yeah. We'll do this one.
Let's just make sure that you do the disclaimer before we start reading.
Yeah, of course, and as per Twitch guidelines, I am required to remind everyone not to contact the author in any shape or form as they consider that harassment. With that being said, let us get this party on the road.
Oh, I do have one quick question. Max, do you want the opening cutscene for Three Houses?
No.
Okay.
Alright,
They
so this is
put out the
Hell
opening cutscene for New Fire
Sharingan
game.
version 2.
Wait, Sneaky, you have a Switch, right?
Yes?
Cool. I'm gonna send you Fire Emblem.
Okay. Naruto dies during the wave mission and makes a deal with the Shinigami to get a second chance at life. After his rebirth, he finally learns what a true shinobi is.
What
Naruto
is this?
times harem. This
What
is a
is this
rewrite, much
author's
better than the first.
That
Oh, we'll
sounds like a
fucking see about
lie.
that.
Hi, Jorp.
Oh,
Jorp.
hey! I can never come in like stealth. Somebody always notices.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we hear the beep, and then we just look at the name.
Goddamn communist Discord beeps.
It's true.
Do you want to go bother them for a stealth mode or
Yeah,
something?
I'm gonna send an email. I'm gonna let them know they look horrible. You got a good system here, but fuck you because you can never stealth into somebody's voice chat.
Look, I just want to listen to what my friends are saying behind my back.
So what you're
Yeah,
saying
exactly.
is you want to stealthily slide into our DMs.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, I don't want to make this about me. I see you're doing a Naruto and Yu Yu Hakusho fic, and I know both of those franchises.
Apparently
God,
we are.
I've only seen like 5 episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho, but
You
I
know,
saw
see-
it when I was a young kid watching
Fucking
Cartoon
fix
Network, so
that,
I have
man.
very,
It's so good.
I have fond memories of it.
This is
Yu
news
Yu
to me as
Hakusho's
well. I
awesome.
thought we were just doing a Naruto fic.
No, read the first sentence. I don't own Naruto of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Naruto
Wait,
Yu
oh.
Yu Hakusho. Now that would be a different story.
Is there a Naruto in Yu Yu Hakusho?
Oh, not that I remember. There's
I
a Kurama.
I see.
He's a pretty boy
With
with was it thorn whips? No, it was rose whips. That's what it was.
what is with the Japs and their rose whips?
They really like roses.
You don't even know, dude. Kurama's cool as fuck. There's this one fight. I don't want to spoil everything, but he like fucking plants this seed and it turns into a giant fucking thing with thorns and shit. He's crazy, man.
Anyway, so let's get into this. So yeah,
Moving right
Just-
along.
we're
just
just
slide
gonna
on by.
pretend. Anyway, wait, what? No,
Are you okay?
Noah's hair has just said something so immensely mentally deficient that I am now going to move on to obtain my brain cells.
What? I just
Is
Nose
he
hair. Are you
okay?
stupid? Did you not see the actual picture the man posted of himself?
Wait, who are we talking about?
Apparently,
You!
you're South African now.
Oh, that's all right. I've been decaffeinated.
No, he doesn't say South African. He just says African.
I think he was just.
I was
I think it
making
was like
a joke.
No, like a bro thing. Like me
I
and him
know,
we're
but I'm
N-word
saying I
buddies.
think he's dumb. I think he's so dumb he thinks Jorp is black.
No, we're just N-word buddies. Like we're like, hey, my N-word. I can't actually say it because I don't have my pass on me right now. I don't want to get mobbed. But you know what I mean.
That's fair. Anyway, so the sound of steel rang out as Haku and Sasuke traded blows once more, both growling as their kunai and senbon struggled against the others respectively. Okay, no, look, I can see kunai having the whole blade clash meme, but needles? You're clashing needles? Is that like two dicks touching? I'm just saying here, like it's gonna be a bit hard to struggle your needle against someone else's needle.
I don't know. Let's ask Jorp if that's the case.
Zabuza was impressed by this though, so clearly they were struggling needle versus needle. To see that a green behind the ears Genin matching up against his tool. The wording of that.
It could use some work.
Sakura! Kakashi ordered his pink-haired Genin. I didn't realize Sakura was a verb.
Yeah, I'm gonna Sakura you.
Sakura! Yes?
If this was Shippuden, that would make sense, actually.
That's
But-
fair. That's fair.
You know what? That's a valid point.
As you know, as someone actually is writing a lung-centric wormfic I'm reading recently, and it's actually very good and very amusing. And at one point, it is brought up where Lung uses his name as a verb, and someone goes, "You can't use your name as a verb," and Lung goes, "When you are as strong as I am, you can most certainly verb your name."
I mean, to be fair, you know, if I was playing D&D and a red dragon decided to use his name as a verb, I'd be like, "You do you, buddy. Don't fucking eat me."
And then he eats you because it's chaotic evil.
Well, I didn't say. Yeah, I said red. I was gonna say I didn't specify chromatic, but
Yep. Red, black, and chroma. Stay in front of Tazuna. Sasuke will handle the hunter, Nin. That doesn't make much sense. Got it, Sensei. Sakura chorused. Chorus with who?
Chorus? What the fuck is chorus?
It was a solo, but it was a chorus.
okay. I need to see if something that stupid like
Bringing a
someone done-
kunai in front of her.
It's always it's the mark of a shitty writer to feel like you have to constantly have a new like word for each time a person speaks. Like replied, responded, chorus, said. Just fucking go with one, man.
Oh, hey, Sneaky, that sounds familiar, doesn't it?
What we
like
did?
if you're just having two people talk back and forth, you can just have them talk back
I mean,
and forth.
my habit is to use action instead of having the word said or something. So it'll be like, she pointed that way, just go down that way. Like, I don't...
No, we had like 3 writing sessions after like 2 a.m. where you pulled up a Google thesaurus trying to find other words other than said for some reason.
No, it wasn't
We're half
said.
delirious.
No, it wasn't said. It was another word we were using excessively that wasn't said, and I was just like, we can't keep using this word.
Even though they... What chapter were we even... Was that chapter 3?
No, it was chapter 1. Because remember, she didn't have a name yet, so we had to come up with different ways of referring to her, depending on the situation. That's when I cracked out the thesaurus.
Oh, man. That was a mistake on our part.
That was a
Starting a
massive...
chapter like that.
Oh, that was a dumb idea. Anyway. Meanwhile, Haku blocks Sasuke's kunai with her senbun needle. Please stand down. I don't want to have to kill you, she calmly said to him. I mean, we don't even need that last bit. Please, someone like you could beat me, Sasuke replied. Your confidence will only result in your failure, as I have had an advantage over you. As you can see, that all around us is water, and you so thoughtfully provided earlier, and now I have one of your arms restrained from making seals. However, I am not as restrained as you are, Haku said as she made a series of seals on her unoccupied hand.
Wait, is this Haku from Naruto?
Yes.
Yes.
That's a dude.
Huh?
Oh, everyone knows, but the fandom refuses to accept it.
They're like, nah. There's not a dick under there. Guys, there's a dick under there.
No.
It's a classic trap.
Yeah,
Quite
see, the
literally.
thing is that Haku is displayed in, 3 episodes, and on top of that, one of those episodes, they specifically do the whole, I'm actually a guy joke, and regardless of whether the person's a guy or not. And because of that, the fandom has gone, okay, well, she looks pretty, so therefore she is she, and therefore she wants to fuck Naruto. Naruto times harem.
I don't like fandoms.
Uh-huh.
Welcome to the club.
Well, be fair, Sneaky. Sometimes it's Sasuke.
I actually have read recently a really amusing femme Sasuke story.
That
Where
wasn't where I was going, but okay, continue.
I was trying to figure out, did you mean Sasuke
Where
with
she goes
Naruto
full
or Sasuke
yandere.
with Haku? Because...
It's a yandere Sasuke.
Oh no.
It was actually really funny. Especially because both of them die at the end of Naruto, like Shippuden, when they're fighting Madara, and then what's her face?
Yeah, what's her face?
Help me out.
Kaguya.
Oh, yeah, that bitch.
So they seal Kaguya and then they die from their wounds, and then they both travel back in time, but neither of them are told that they traveled back in time. So Naruto, who knows Sasuke is yandere for him, is trying to make Sasuke not abandon the village, but also at the same time not come off as creepy because he is a 12-year-old kid at the in the travel back in time. He's a 12-year-old kid with basically no relationship with Sasuke at that point. And then Sasuke is trying not to be yandere towards Naruto because that would scare him off at that point. So she tries acting like Sakura and Hinata.
I'm sorry? You want to run that by me again?
Yeah, I need to.
It's great.
No, seriously, run that by me again.
They both travel back in time.
Uh-huh.
Neither are told that the other has traveled back in time by the person who traveled them back in time.
That's beautiful. I love it. Go on.
So then each of them try executing plans to keep Naruto tries to execute a plan to get friendly with Sasuke because he thinks it's, past Sasuke. But, he knows that Sasuke was yandere for him. So he's trying to get close to Sasuke to make sure that Sasuke doesn't abandon the village without coming off as hyper creepy, because he actually had a romantic relationship with Sasuke, at age 17.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sasuke, on the other hand, is trying to get closer to Naruto because she's yandere for him, but also knows that she's yandere, but doesn't want to scare him away with that yet. So she tries acting like Hinata and Sakura in a what would X do situations.
Yo, this shit is retarded, and I feel like I'm retarded for hearing it.
Excellent. That is exactly how you should feel in this scenario. But anyway, 1,000 needles of death. And then Sasuke gets stabbed a shit ton with thousands of needles of death. And then blah blah blah. Close his eyes and concentrated on his chakra. Remember the training and focus my chakra from my body to my feet. He thought as he did just that before his eyes snapped open. Haku hopped backwards as her technique flew towards Sasuke with quick precision. Haku, blah blah blah. Haku hopped backwards again, far enough to avoid taking damage from her own technique.
What? Damage from her own technique?
I'm gonna throw 1,000 needles at you, but I'm also going to run away so I don't get hit by the needles I threw.
That's some real bad needle control.
Are
No, the
you
1,000 needles was the mirror thing that was set up, remember? But
Uh-huh.
Haku didn't need to be out of the mirror.
I've seen Cactar do this shit 1,000 times, and he's never once had to hop back.
Yeah, but Cactar's amazing.
Yeah, he is. Man, also, do you ever notice how in anime they do completely dumb shit that will, like, get you killed in a real fight? Like, imagine somebody fucking, like, anime hopping backwards and how off balance they'd be.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
yeah,
they
no,
also
if
have
someone does like an anime hop backwards, that's when you bum rush them and stab 'em.
Right! You fucking
Yeah.
just spear them.
Well, I mean,
in
it's
in
like
their
the time-
defense, they have 4 times the amount of blood in their body. They can afford it.
well, it's like the time that in high school there was this guy who was like he always loved boasting, and he was like, "Oh, I'm totally a black belt in karate or whatever." But it was
Cool, congrats, you
it was
learned
sport
a
martial
sport.
arts. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
sport
he learned the
martial
sport
arts.
version. Good
And
job.
I was just like, I could probably kick your ass. He's like, bullshit, I'm a black belt. I kicked his ass.
Yeah, I was trained at the Naruto run at Genin School of Cool.
Yeah, I was trained at. I got into way too many fights when I was a kid, and
Yeah. That's one of those things that people just
Speaking-
don't understand for
Speaking
some
of all the
reason.
blood in your body, I got done with my I watched through Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. You know,
Oh,
recently.
yeah?
I was amazed at how every single fight in that show, somebody invariably at some point coughs up like a literal gallon and a half of blood. It's like the show's go-to for showing damage. They just the floor is soaked. By the end of the episode, it's like they just fucking copied and pasted blood everywhere.
Yeah.
I would say, see,
Yeah.
that's why I like stuff like Fate. It's like, why can these people jump, 1,000 feet backwards and not get hurt? Because they're magic. Shut up.
Yeah.
Well, no. To be fair, in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, the people typically getting hurt and not having bad things happen as a result of that were the homunculi, which do in fact have literal infinite blood to cough up.
That's true.
But from what I remember of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, it has been a couple of years since I've seen it. Is all the times that they showed the characters getting injured enough to cough up a gallon of blood that weren't homunculi, they're like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna probably bleed out now that this fight's over and the adrenaline's gone.
That's
Don't
totally fine
mind
afterward.
me."
I remember a number of times where it's like, I'm gonna faint or I'm just dead.
I'm
I'll
just
be
gonna
over
die
here.
now.
Bleeding to death.
That's one thing the original FMA did so much better. The fights had so much more weight to them. I still think the original was a better show, but they were both pretty good.
I think both of the. Here's the thing. I think that the original Full Metal Alchemist
It was good to a certain
has
point.
better fights. I think Brotherhood has a better storyline.
You
Yes.
must be insane, sir.
No, I genuinely think the narrative was more cohesive.
In
It was more
Brotherhood?
cohesive, but it was retarded. It was the most basic shonen shit, and that's what bothered me. Like the
Well,
original anime
yes.
went places, and I liked that. It did some weird, like, psychological shit. It fucked with my head. This one, I'm just like, oh, they gotta
Don't get
kill
me
the
wrong.
bad guy.
Like I'm saying, I loved that shit, and it was fun. And it has, it still has some of the best moments in anime to this day.
Oh yeah, I mean, I agree with you.
Also
They're both great. We're apples and oranges because they're both great.
Yeah. We just happen to think that one's an apple and the other's an orange. That's really all it is.
Do you like apples better than oranges?
Of course, I have an apple addiction.
Okay, Ryuk.
I'll take that as a
I
compliment.
mean, he's a pale, pasty white dude with an apple addiction who sits in a room all day trying to ignore people.
I don't deny
Maybe
any of
that's
this.
why he was always looking for a notebook at college.
Could be.
Anyway, so I'm gonna write your names down in this death note I have here, and then we're gonna move on.
It's a good thing you only know my face and oh wait, no, I'm forgetting the rules. The Shinigami can see fucking everything. They don't need the eyes because they have the eyes.
Got the power. Anyway, so the water leaped up into 1,000 needles and was ready to stab the Uchiha, but the boy was doing something else. Okay. He closed his eyes and concentrated on his chakra. Remembered the training and focused on my chakra from my body to my feet. From my body to my feet. Okay. Okay. Apparently Sasuke doesn't have legs.
No. No, he
I
does.
see.
He's
We
just
have
missing.
the most fearsome version of Sasuke.
He's just missing his ankles.
Wheelchair Sasuke.
No ankles.
Yes.
He's just right, man.
No ankle Sasuke. His feet just float independent of his body.
Oh my god, Max! He's a Fire Emblem Awakening character!
No, they're missing their feet. They still have their legs.
Anyway, so, let's see here. Haku, blah, blah, blah. Senbon flew at him. He dodged some of them, and then some of them went through him, and then he vanished. And Haku's all like, what? It's a clone. And then Sasuke appeared behind her and said, oh my way, Shunduru. And then she
I'm sorry,
dodged
you
forward.
want to try that again?
Nope. And then she dodged and almost died, but the kunai did not hit her. And you're so slow. It's pathetic. From now on, it will be you that dodges my attacks, Sasuke said before continuing the assault on the ice user. So what I'm really confused about right here is that apparently the ice mirror thing just isn't happening. Like, apparently that's just not a thing that's going on
I've
right
been
now.
wondering if it was because because I'd missed it or something.
No,
No.
it is literally their fight, except for the part where the ice mirrors don't exist, so Sasuke can actually fight back.
Which is giving me even more questions, because isn't Naruto supposed to die?
Yes.
Like, the whole reason Naruto nearly dies is because of the mirror bullshit.
Well, no. So what happens is in canon is that the mirrors, Sasuke dodges a couple of attacks, and
They
then
get his shit wrecked.
And then Zabuza says, Haku, stop messing around. And Haku goes, okay. And then creates a shit ton of mirrors in a giant dome around Sasuke, and then proceeds to dash attack him a shit ton of times. And then Naruto shows up and then runs into the dome, and Sasuke's like, what are you doing, you dumbass? You were supposed to attack the dome from outside. And Naruto goes, but yeah, if I did that, then I couldn't fight Haku. But he obviously doesn't say Haku because he doesn't know it's Haku yet. But then Haku goes, oh, you chose the wrong profession or some shit like that, and stabs Sasuke a fuckload of times with Icy Senbon, causing him to fall unconscious. But Naruto goes, oh my god, he's dead, and goes partial Kyuubi on them, and punches Haku in the face real hard. And then Haku leaps up and takes a lightning blade to the heart to defend Zabuza. And that's pretty much how the canon goes. So I'm not really sure why the ice mirrors didn't happen. Like, if it was something like say the story starts at the initial fight with Zabuza and Haku. Zabuza ambushing Kakashi and team. And instead, Naruto does something different than what he did before in canon, and Haku has to show up early, and Haku somehow also gets hurt. And so when the next fight happens on the bridge, as it would in canon, Haku is too injured or tired or something happened, and they can't muster up enough energy to do the ice mirror. Okay,
Well,
sure.
I got some spoilers for you, bud, but about 2 paragraphs down, we're gonna hit some ice mirrors.
Oh, okay, good. So the author just spent about 1,000 words hyping up how good Sasuke is. Okay. Well, I don't know why.
I can't take how the fuck, by the way, this author writes out the attacks and stuff like it's a fucking math equation or something. It's so dry.
Wait, like just the combat scenes in general, or the abilities?
Yeah, just the fucking everything. Like there was one of the paragraphs where it was like Sasuke then jumped and kicked her in the chest, which had the same result, and it's like, dear God.
That's fair. Sasuke stood prepared for whatever the girl was
Fight
planning to
scenes
use
in text
against
form
him.
are hard.
Yeah, they are. Well, planning to use against him until he began to notice something. Yeah, I know. This is like, I don't know what it is, because I mean, technically it's all fine, but it's just, yeah, it does rub me the wrong way. He began to feel the air becoming colder by the second, with Haku remaining completely still, and her hands in the strange seal. If he notices all this, and he's proven to be faster than Haku, then why doesn't he attack her? Kishimoto? No, but seriously, in this case, this author. You see, this is why you don't hype your characters up, right? Because now you're already introducing plot holes that didn't exist in canon, because you hyped a character up. So this character is now standing still, concentrating, and Sasuke, the character who was just in the 2 paragraphs ago, was proven to be faster than Haku can even react. He's just standing there watching the air get colder, and he's like, yeah, what is she gonna do? What is she gonna do? It's like, just stab her. You've already hyped him up to be faster than Haku. So attack her. But no, instead Sasuke stands there and watches as mirrors slowly appear in the air around him as the air becomes solid. And 21 mirrors then form, and Haku then brings her arms down and says simply, "Crystal ice mirrors." "What's with this jutsu?" Kakashi asked himself as he noticed the jutsu. It seemed familiar to him, but he could not place it. "That's not a normal ice jutsu used in Snow Country, is it?" "Exactly, Kakashi, but you'll never get to know." Also, this dialogue. I don't know if he's copy and pasting from canon, or if he's just that bad. It's possible he's copy and pasting from canon. I never really liked canon's dialogue too much either.
I preferred the actual, like, at least when it's voice acted, it's got a little bit more life to. I'm not saying that good voice acting can make up for terrible dialogue, because God knows it can't, but it can certainly help.
Yep, indeed. So, within the ice mirrors, Haku is gonna stab him. This is my true speed. And Sasuke is stabbed a shit ton now. Tried to help Sasuke. Again, I don't know if this is if this is just a complete canon retelling, or if this is just the author trying to do some hype before Naruto dies. I'm not really sure. Either way, I don't like it. That's just me. I don't know about what do you guys think so far?
This fic is bad. Where's Yu Yu Hakusho?
I'm not digging it so far. It hasn't done it's
It appears
tried to redo canon, done it poorly, introduced plot holes, and generally disinterested me.
Yeah, this is I used to work at GameStop, okay? That was what I did as like a college job. And there were these kids who would come in, and lots of them, autistic kids, and they would want to sit down and like give you the fucking play-by-play of everything that happens in a video game or their anime or whatever, and they do it very poorly. This is the equivalent of that for a Naruto episode.
That's fair. No, that's fair. That's fair. I'm sorry, Tazuna-san, but I must leave you for but a moment. Forgive me, Sensei. I must go out all just this once. I understand. Do what you have to do, Sakura. If you keep quiet, you could have attacked me or assisted your friend. She screamed loudly from all the practice in her years of being a fangirl, throwing the kunai at the cage.
I'm sorry. No. Sakura. Okay.
What?
For all the horribleness that is Sakura Season 1, even she wasn't that dumb.
No, I
I
think
can't. I don't remember her screaming during that when she threw the. I don't. I think I remember her throwing a kunai, but I don't remember her screaming at the top of her lungs.
Yeah,
think,
like
I think
she made
did.
an effort, but
I can't even. God, this is awful. I can't even bring up the Naruto manga anymore because every single website's taking it down.
because it's trash.
Because it's copyrighted, and for some reason people care about that now. No, really, for years there was the English release, the copyrighted English release. And you know what I did instead of buying the English release? I sailed the high seas.
Well, yeah, because one issue was like $9.95. You bang that shit out in like 15 minutes.
Exactly.
It's
And
literally cheaper and more cost effective to buy hookers than read manga.
I can't say that. I cannot confirm that.
I'm going to go ahead and say that you're wrong.
Oh yeah, you think so, buddy?
But anyway,
What?
my point being,
are you buying like the bargain basement ones? Because you know that's a bad move.
we're not
No, I'm
talking
just
about
saying.
this.
I'm just saying you get a better
Silence.
value for a hooker.
Both of you. Enough. My point being is that for some reason, at some point in time, because for years, places that hosted Naruto did it while it was officially released, and now it's all gone. And apparently, people care about that now, and that frustrates me because that makes my life harder. Because I don't even know what episode was that then. Naruto Zabuza Showdown?
It was at 4, 5.
Well,
No.
those here managed to find a manga link, and I'm currently chapter trolling.
I mean, it was in terms of the anime, it was super early on.
Fuck.
What the hell is this? Webnovel.com book? Is this... I can't tell if this is original work.
Oh, good. I found the chapter I think it happens in.
I think I found it too.
Chapter 24?
Oh, chapter 15.
No,
I don't know what this one. I don't know how legitimate this is.
I think that's the one when Zabuza first shows up.
No. This is the bridge. I don't know. What is web? I don't know if this is like a legitimate thing or not. Is this it?
Nope, she yells Sasuke and throws her. God.
Yeah, no, like I said, yeah. So yeah, okay. So what I'm getting from this so far is that the author has actually, scene for scene and nearly word for word, recreated the entire episode from canon so far, but has also interjected their own opinions into this. Like, Sasuke thinking, oh, I just gotta focus on my chakra from my body to my feet. Or Sakura and her years of practice at fangirling. Like, he's injecting his own opinions into those little sections. But otherwise, it's just literally word for word what happens in canon.
Also, slight roll back in time. He's
Oh,
literally just
exactly.
copy pasting the fight from the start to the point where, like, I thought we were just in the mirrors. No, I was wrong. I forgot the Thousand Needles was the water thing. Just slams his feet into a puddle.
Yeah, so
In a while.
Oh, what a bud. Zexy subscribed for 19 months.
yeah, I know, right?
It's-
That's
Why
longer
does he
than I've
keep
been
doing
transgender.
this?
I think he feels sorry for us at this point.
Look, I appreciate his patronage. Okay.
Yeah, what a fucking
No,
top
I
tier
do
bud.
too. I do
We
too.
need to we need to
but-
make a monument to Zexy's.
I mean, I shill his fanfiction search machine so often, but I mean, I got like what 5 people that show up these days. I remember the days when I used to have 25 people that would show up, and it was great. It was fun. I got to interact with a lot of fucking people, and what comes
Back when I
anymore.
was young and attractive.
And then Twitch
he was never
shut me
attractive.
down. No, legitimately, like Twitch legitimately changed how the podcast section operates,
Yep.
and we lost so many
Yeah,
people in views.
I'm almost curious why you do it on here and not on YouTube.
Because I'm actually affiliated on here, and part of the affiliation is that I can't post it onto YouTube until 24 hours have passed.
Well, but I mean, it's not doing it on like YouTube instead, like completely.
Cause on YouTube we got
We can't
3
earn
viewers.
money.
Yeah, we
Oh.
can't earn money anymore. Remember?
Oh yeah, I'm in YouTube timeout right now too. Those fucking Jews. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't say that on here.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
you didn't hear nothing. We'll scrub that one for the record.
Don't worry, we'll edit and post.
No, I'm
Sneaky,
not.
We're live.
All right.
It's okay. It's like the N-word. It's
Okay.
okay because I am one.
All right. I'm gonna have. Okay. So on the off chance we ever get rich enough, we all move in together, and for some reason, Sneaky, you decide you want to see if Jork ones come down. I'm having a button just for Jork, like I will have one.
No,
Yeah,
it'll
yeah.
just be the
Just-
same button as Sneaky.
Are you
We'll
giving
just
them an
wire it-
armband
Just
too?
wire it up to both their mics.
Yeah.
That's probably for the best. This is why most of the stuff I do is pre-recorded.
So you can take out the part where your brain just
No,
decided.
literally, when there's a channel Jork video up and it's like a 17-minute video, the raw file is about an hour and a half, and I pare that bitch down and I pick the best takes.
I couldn't do that. Both because Max would absolutely eviscerate me on site.
If I was paid, sure. Unfortunately, that boat sailed a year and a half ago when YouTube started going down the toilet.
Well,
Like,
not only that,
publicly started going down the toilet.
not only that, they departnered us on YouTube. We used to be YouTube partner level. We used
I
to
don't
have.
remember.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we were there. Barely.
We used to make money from YouTube, and then YouTube's like, actually, you're
what
not
did we
important
make?
enough.
We made 30 cents.
No, we
something?
made like $1.30, but yeah.
I
It was
remember the
not a
30
large
cent
amount
part.
of money, but it was money.
It was our money.
Sneaky, you should bother to actually notify people you're streaming. You almost never do it in channels that are there for it. I mean, I do it in my podcast.
I would say we do it in
Discord.
the channel. That's for podcasting.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not the sort of person that goes to every single Discord that I'm in and like goes to a relevant section and goes, "Hey guys, I'm streaming now." Look, it's just something about me. I don't like self promotion.
No, I know what you mean. I feel the same way. That's why I very rarely like jump into people's shit and be like, "Hey guys, I'm screaming. Come scream with me." You know, I feel what you're saying.
Yeah, self promotion just feels dirty, and it doesn't feel like. I feel like less people would pay attention to it because it's self promotion.
Oh god, like one of the things that annoyed me. I was in a Discord for a fighting game, and there was a section where people could post when they were streaming the fighting game, and I was like, I don't give a fuck.
Which fucking fighting game was this?
It was Gundam versus, sadly. Granted, that community needed all the help it could get because that game was dead as hell.
Oh, sure, it did, but why? Like, you're in a Discord with the 3 other people that play the game. What the fuck are you gonna do? How are you expanding from there?
Ow!
Ooh.
Harsh.
I
Oh.
love Gundam, but oh god, that game is so
Oh.
dead because they didn't treat us right on console.
God, yeah.
Speaking of Japanese games,
Oh no.
have you
no,
guys
no,
all
no.
seen?
Whatever you're gonna say, stop. Don't get us
Have
banned.
you guys all seen that Earth Defense Force 5 is now on Steam?
Yo,
I did.
I fucking
yeah,
love
I,
Earth Defense
I
Force.
saw it. I almost clicked buy immediately. I was like, wait.
I too
I-
almost immediately bought it.
How much they want for it?
$40 plus $40 of DLC.
That's a little much for Earth. Like Earth
Yeah.
Defense Force is a $25 game. And it's a
Yeah.
really good
Okay.
game at 25.
Okay,
but...
well here's the thing. I think it's a good game at 40. That DLC is completely ignorable. It's mostly cosmetic stuff that's like, oh, I like this. This is cute or funny.
No, it's also items and weapons and vehicles.
Well, that's disappointing.
Yeah.
They're usually variants that you can get in the game anyways for free.
Okay.
Just grinding.
I'm a console peasant
It-
though, so I'm sitting here playing the Shadow of New Despair on my PS4.
Hiya, Birdie.
Isn't
Hey,
that the one
bird.
that was like, what if we did modern graphics?
No.
No. There's a new one recently I saw. It's like, oh hey, it's actual modern graphics. It
I
runs
think
real
that's
smooth.
Iron Rain or something like that.
I think that might be it. I want to try it, but I don't want to. I don't.
Yeah,
wanna
it is. It is
do
called
on
Iron Rain. It is
PS4.
now. It is It's one of the ones like with Insect Armageddon that was outsourced to a third-party developer and wasn't done by the original team. I don't know if that talks to its quality or not, though I haven't read any reviews. But
I saw some gameplay of it. It looks like Earth Defense Force, but it
Okay.
looks like it runs cleaner.
I
Looks
mean,
cleaner. Plays
Insect
cleaner from what
Armageddon-
I've seen. Like, you pick a class as usual, but you have these really cool exoframes that change depending on what class you pick.
nice.
So
Cannon.
it looks more like a character action game for one of the classes too.
Because Insect
You just-
Armageddon wasn't bad, but it was bare bones.
Well, Insect Armageddon was like an HD revamp of one of the originals, I think. I think Insect Armageddon was a revamp of like 2 or 3.
I played one of them on the Xbox 360, the one that was like 2017. That did Insect Armageddon. Now I'm doing Shadow of New Despair.
Cannon.
Yeah, get to the part where fucking Yusuke Urameshi shows up and sticks his finger in someone's ass.
Cannon.
Kuwabara pops in. Urameshi, what are you doing in that guy's asshole? I can't do the Kuwabara voice, but you guys get it.
Cannon.
It's a hard voice to do.
Cannon.
Yeah.
It's an obnoxious voice.
What is that? Is that Chris Sabat who does that, or?
Cannon.
It's one of the big name boys.
It is Chris Sabat. I just looked it up.
Okay, here we go. So this is not canon anymore. No, it's still canon. Canon.
Okay.
Cannon.
This is all just. Oh my god.
Cannon.
Wow, this is a bad
Cannon.
story.
Cannon.
We already knew that, though.
It's just canon. Why is
Cannon.
it still going?
Did
When
he
are
write
we
this
gonna
for
get
his
to
fucking
Cannon.
dissertation?
You know what? Why
Cannon.
couldn't Yu Yu Hakusho just show up and save the day? Just kill them all. Let God sort it out. At least we get the story.
Cannon. Alright, here we go. Okay, so are you guys what the fuck?
When are we gonna get a
Why?
coolest, like
What?
Duke Nukem and Naruto crossover?
What is this canon change?
Here we go.
This is so.
So-
Sneaky, what is this horrible story you found?
So we get up to the part of canon where Haku's lunging towards Zabuza to take the hit for him. And then a
Yep.
splash of blood happens, and Kakashi looks on in horror to see what he actually hit. For you see, Naruto shoved Haku out of the way and ate Kakashi's Chidori straight through his chest.
Oh god.
Oh my god, I know what's gonna happen. Naruto's gonna die, and then he's gonna join the fucking the Spirit Society or whatever from Yu Yu Hakusho.
And
Yeah,
then
no, they already said that.
and
Oh,
then
Like, sorry to tell you this, but they were like, oh yeah, he dies,
and
and
Kakashi
then...
goes, "What?" And Naruto goes, "I'm sorry, I couldn't let her die." Naruto
See, I'll
crying.
have mad respect for the author if the author has this moment for the massive off and be like, I'm actually a dude.
his, his, his article, "Don't you call her that," he said, completely still able to talk with a fucking hole in his chest. You know,
I mean,
where
it's
your
not the first
lungs
time
are.
Naruto's had a hole in his chest and continued to use the power of friendship.
How? Haku puts her hands over her mouth. You know, Haku, that's a real good question. Naruto, how the fuck are you still alive? How did you know? Oh no, it's not even that. She's trying to vomit over the fact that he realized she was a she. I don't know. I just guessed. He puked up a glob of blood. Now listen, he's lecturing her with a single lung. And so, alright, so finally he has a coughing fit, hacking up more blood with each cough, and then he falls on the floor. I'm dying, I know that much, and while I may be an idiot, I now one thing about the Seven Swordsmen Last Rites. Oh boy, are you guys ready for the fanon? Zaba winced at hearing this. It was a tradition of the Seven Swordsmen to honor one request from the dying. That was if they earned the respect and if it was reasonable. While he didn't want to admit it, the blonde brat earned his respect. Fine. What is your wish? I want you to abandon this mission and bring Haku and yourself to Konoha to become Shinobi of the Leaf. Last request accepted upon my sword.
This just gets more ridiculous the further I see. Oh boy.
That's when the Naruto dies, and Kakashi is fucking actually, like, genuinely bawling his eyes out because he just killed his own student, which, I mean, is fair.
Also, he also knows that student was the son of his master, so...
That's also holding the Kyuubi, so that's gonna be a problem.
Oh no.
Zabuza's crying, and Haku's crying, and Tazuna's crying. The only person who didn't cry was Sakura, because she's a hoe.
Would you like to read out exactly why she's a hoe here?
Because she's too busy helping Sasuke.
No, keep reading.
And also because her parents told her that Naruto was a demon.
When she was as young as 6, they and the entire civilian council gave her a super secret mission to abuse him for her years in the academy and kill him whenever she got the chance.
Sounds like a plan.
You brainwash this fucking 11-year-old kid. Look, your whole point in life is to fuck with this autistic kid, and when he's alone, off his ass.
Except that should have happened way long ago. Do you know how much time that kid spends alone drinking expired milk?
Oh, God.
Like, for crying out loud, it wouldn't even be hard. All you gotta do is put, like, some extra laxatives in the bad milk. Boom, dead of dysentery. Or near enough.
This is dumb.
Oh my god.
This
I
is so
thought
dumb.
it was just gonna be normal bad. This is something else.
Oh. You know, at first I thought he was just reading nonsense. Like, I thought he was just making stuff up, right?
No.
No.
So then Kato shows up. It's our employer. Plans change. Blah, blah, blah. Cannon. Cannon. We're gonna rape you all. Cannon. Oh god. This fucking dialogue. You will do no such thing to my daughter. Heh. Well, when we're done, she'll be calling us daddy. And the rest of them laughed with him. Zeke says, the moment the author deviated from canon, we realized he shouldn't have.
Are they all? Yeah, are they all just ignoring Naruto's death now? Like, oh, Zabuza and Kakashi team up to fight some random mercenaries, and whatever. We just killed the fucking kid.
Also, keeping in mind, Zabuza is still fresh.
Yes.
Like, Kakashi's a little worn out, but Zabuza is still technically relatively fresh for this, so yeah, sure, you don't have to deal with, like, 50 clones of Kakashi, but you've still got one very pissed off Seven Swordsman.
I mean, keep in mind that Zabuza, without either of his arms, and only a kunai in his mouth, while bleeding out, killed a majority of the mercenaries the first time.
Also, wait, is Haku Zabuza's daughter? Did I miss that?
No.
Well,
that's fan.
kind of weird adopted. It's
I always assumed they were fucking, like, when I saw Naruto.
No. So what happened is in
it
canon, Zabuza found this girl whose house was on fire or some shit, and she was an orphan or whatever. And he was like, "Yo, girl, I'm gonna kidnap you," and she's like, "Okay." And then he raised her from when she was like 5 or whatever.
So he's fucking her.
No. I'm pretty sure Haku wants.
It's just like Sesshomaru and Rin. He was obviously fucking her. They just didn't want to show it.
You're doing that thing that the fandoms do.
Anyway,
the bad
so
thing.
Get them all, Gato calls out, raising his arm to a point like a stereotypical bad guy. Yeah, author, everybody, time for a little English lesson about how to write fan fictions. So, just actual normal fictions in general, too. So, you get to do these little tiny meta jokes when you actually don't suck as an author. Like the little meta reference, like, oh, he's acting like a stereotypical bad guy in the narrative. That's funny when your story isn't garbage. When your story is garbage and you're making these little jokes in the narrative, it just makes it worse. Because you're actively unfunny. Whatever humor was derived from this garbage story, you are actively removing from the story now with your little meta jokes. So try and actually get good before you try and add comedy in. Hello, Arn. I'm glad for you to join us. You just got to the part where Sakura was given a secret mission by the civilian council to lure Naruto away and assassinate him at the age of 6. And it's taken her 6 years to do this.
Despite the many, many, many times he's just been alone.
Oh, I know. I've been pinged. Oh, that's just Arn. Arn pinging me. Anyway, so Zabuza kills him. And then all the mercenaries are like, we're going to go kill you. And then the mercenaries were about to run at the ninjas. And then an arrow fell down in front of them.
I'm sorry, but did they copied that line from that ill-fated Doom movie from like 2014 or 15, where it says, Kakashi, how much chakra you got left? And he's like, enough for one last. You guys remember the Doom movie with like The Rock?
No.
Yes,
Because
I
here's
do.
the thing.
No.
I know it exists. I very explicitly never watched it.
Well,
It's
at one point
hilarious, though.
during the movie, like the guy, he turns to The Rock, he's like, how much ammo you got left? And he's like, 1 round, and he cocks the gun and jumps in at the demons and starts firing.
That
It's
was
a
a
No,
thing
dumb
in the
okay,
movie.
no,
movie.
I actually watched Rampage with The Rock.
That was
um,
good. I liked that.
I disliked that I liked it.
'Cause it was just dumb fun, though.
Now, here's the thing.
Yes.
It's like when
Yeah.
I went to watch the second Pacific Rim.
Oh, that was
I was like,
trash.
as long as I get giant robots, I'm fine.
Yeah, but then they had to go and ruin the first movie with them for some reason.
Yes.
Like, the first
Yeah.
Pacific Rim was alright. It wasn't bad. The second Pacific guy, the fucking guy, he can't act. What's his name? The guy who plays Finn in Star Wars, Jeffrey Boyega or Boyega?
Yeah.
Well, what's wrong with
Boyega.
Boyega?
He sucks. He sucks in everything he's in.
Oh, that's some harsh words.
Well, it is, but he's a bad actor.
I'll disagree, but that's not what we're here to talk about.
Fair.
Anyways, continue your thought, or is that the end of it?
No,
Anyway.
I'll just say that he ruined Bigwig in the new Watership Down TV series, and I'm still salty about that. But
So anyway, the ninjas killed all the bandits, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Naruto's dead," and so they went and picked up Naruto. And nobody realized this single moment would change the future. Not even demonic eyes peering at them from another realm of existence, smiling.
We didn't even get to the Yu Yu Hakusho bit. I feel robbed.
And
I love the dialogue at the end.
And then apparently there's some sort of meta meme about the author role playing with himself.
Yeah, if you're a longtime reader of this author, you understand the jokes.
Yeah.
Mm.
And if you're not, you kind of just sit there and go, do I really want to read a story about this guy? And the answer is no, we will not be seeing this story for round 2.
Well, see, he's the 5th writer of Armageddon, so I don't know much about the first 4 writers, but he's the 5th.
Yep. Yeah. So anyway, now I hear some people came for the Azure Lane fix, so let's do this one.
What the fuck is Azure Lane?
So it's this Chinese fix, the mobile game. And
You've already lost me.
yes. It's my background. It's ship girls, as in can coal, except with better character designs.
Okay. I just want to say, though, that in the 5th writer of Armageddon's favorite anime, he has Samurai Jack listed.
Okay.
Mm.
And his favorite
Mhm.
quotes include Julius Caesar, Dwight D. Eisenhower, and himself.
Ah, yes.
I love artist pages.
See, now my quotes are all disparaging of myself. Even when I quote myself, it's like just stupid shit. Like I don't even try. Okay, no, that one was really edgy. But other than that, I barely even tried to sound philosophical. In this one, I call myself a dumbass. In this one, I laugh about shit being on fire. Okay, I did quote Albert Einstein on that one. Okay, no, I was trying to be a little bit deep. But then you have the other ones where I talk about using explosives to solve issues. So
You do that quite frequently.
exactly. So I really can't comment on people's authors pages too badly. Just a little bit though. If Sneaky has the most quotes in the quote section from ME server. I'm a very quotable person. That is
It's
factual.
because you say dumb stuff.
Yeah, I quote Sneaky all the time in my daily, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm at dinner with my parents, I'm like, oh, Sneaky said this thing the other day. You guys gotta hear it. And they're like, who the fuck is Sneaky?
Probably the most
That I would
dumbass
say
person
that's
you'll
when you
ever
answer
meet.
your secret boyfriend.
Yeah, that's what I tell them.
He's my secret love child. I shipped him to Antarctica. Please donate. I need my apple juice fund.
Gotta get that apple. Apple juice is getting more expensive by the day, I tell you.
It is. It is.
I love a good apple
So
juice.
anyway, this is Ruby times Azure Lane in the Ruby Azure Lane section.
Yeah.
Because apparently the author... Is there any others in this section at all?
I bet there's maybe 2
No.
or 3 others. Wait, is this the only one?
This is the only Ruby Azure Lane crossover with the title Ruby times Azure Lane.
Okay,
Holy shit,
I'm
I'm
looking up
bad
Azure
with
Lane.
titles. I'm bad with titles, and I still managed to come up with something from my crossover.
A portal was opened in the middle of a base in the Pacific Ocean, bringing hell with it, mysteriously killing off all the staff placed there. What's more strange is that black creatures and robots were reported to be the invaders just before the base fell. Thus, 2 fleets are tasked to find the rift and hold it down, though they never expected to spot what's over the horizon. Alright, so first off, it already sounds like this is some really shitty Gate knockoff, except instead of Gateverse, it's just Ruby and Azure Lanes invading.
Yeah, by the way, chapter
do I
1
have
is just
bad news for
author's
Ruby.
notes.
What?
Chapter 1 is just author's notes.
Oh boy, that means we don't have to actually deal with this fic then. That's like bonus points for everyone. Edits from the future. So at the moment, I don't have a clever enough name for the fic yet, so I'm going to call it Ruby times Azure Lane until I think of a name, which won't be for a while. Can you imagine posting a story without even knowing what to call it? For these first couple chapters, I'll admit my writing was questionable at best. I don't even know where I was going with one chapter, but oh well.
No, not oh well, author.
If you make it past that certain chapter, and I'll know you've passed it, then congratulations, it gets better over time.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you at all, author. With that said, welcome to my story of mine. Yes, hello, police. Yeah, I would like to report a murder about to be committed. That I thought of making when I was playing Azure Lane. This is also the first ever crossover on Fanfiction for Azure Lane. Cough, I'm trying to flex, cough. So I thought that was pretty cool. So you certainly did it in the fanfiction spirit. This is the first ever crossover for this section on the website. Starts off with a completely rambling fic that's so nonsensical the author went back and updated it and rewrote parts of it. And doesn't even have a title for it yet. That is so 2019 fanfiction.
Yeah?
Oh god. The whole idea of this story was kind of funny to me, and I don't know why. One day, I was trying to farm a Kaga, and I was like, hey, why not? The first thing I thought was doing a canned coal times Ruby fic, but I've never seen canned coal, nor have I played the games. Shocking, am I right? No.
The more this person
Really?
writes, the angrier I get.
Why would it be shocking?
Maybe
A lot
because
of
that's.
a lot of people have never seen or played it.
I would say maybe
I
they think it's
think
shocking because they're
I
playing
think it's supposed to be sarcastic. I'm not sure.
Well, it's either that or it's I'm playing a mobile game about ship girls, so clearly I should be.
I should have at least seen the original.
Yeah.
And though I made this only some months after Azure Lane initially came out, I like what progress I have made so far. Just a small disclaimer, which I still beat up myself for, is this story is going to be very Azure Lane heavy for the first couple chapters, so much so you could even consider it a non-crossover. Okay.
Hmm.
And well, coming back to this small introduction, I feel like it was necessary to redo it all because unfortunately it was more confusing than informative. That hasn't changed, author.
Is this even a story or is this just like a diary entry?
This is a diary entry, actually, literally.
When does the story happen?
Next chapter.
The story happens chapter 2, yeah.
Now, not many people knew about Azure Lane, so I felt it was necessary to explain how the entire game works.
Please, you shouldn't have.
Not really. I mean, just. Alright, you, Fleet 1, go out and sortie, okay. And then the 3 destroyers and 3 backliners all ran out. Oh wow, I just explained how fleets work in Azure Lane without needing to dedicate an entire chapter to doing it, game manual style. And I even did it in the narrative. Is it really that difficult? See, it's times like this where I think I'm a dumbass, and then I encounter shit like this, and I have to sit here and contemplate my own existence, where I just go, am I actually that stupid? Because apparently, I'm a fucking genius compared to these people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hopefully by now you've played the game, seen videos about it, and walking into this story knowing how ships act along with Ruby. Not that it really matters how you think the ships will act, because I like designing my own personalities for all of the ships. Again,
He's also obsessed. The author is obsessed with battleships. By the way, that's his big thing.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah,
See,
I read his author about page.
This is another confusing
Alright,
thing
then.
for me. Is so you've played. Well, I mean there is a Chinese mobile game now for it. But you've watched all 6 seasons of Ruby. You've never heard of Azure Lane. You're scrolling through the crossover section. Max, do you click on an Azure Lane Ruby crossover called Azure Lane times Ruby?
Maybe
No.
for a laugh.
Okay. Atin, how about you?
You should
No,
know this. We went trawling for bad figs. I'm the
Okay,
wrong person to
so
ask.
assuming I'm in that section, I'm very, 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 very drunk because I don't care
Okay,
about
well, no,
either of these things.
just assuming that you clicked on Ruby crossovers and it did show all. And this was on the front page of most recently updated. Do you click on it?
No.
Mhm.
I don't because I just A, I don't care, but B, it's just such a bad lazy title.
Yeah, honestly, it just.
And like I'm not gonna pretend that like the stories Max and I wrote have brilliant titles. They don't.
We've only written the one.
Well,
Exactly.
technically we're writing another one, but regardless. We at least put a little effort in there. It's not two random guys get put in Ruby, like, or Ruby self-insert, like.
It's a shit post without a
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah.
TPL. What the hell is TPL?
The Purloined Legacy. Which happens to be our next trick up on the chopping block.
Oh my god, they.
See, now this is a Harry Potter worm crossover.
All that buildup, and we're not even gonna read the fic?
Technically, he read the first chapter. That's how he rolls.
Yup.
Well, technically, he also just goes to the next chapter after the author's note, but
Well,
clearly
it depends
he's not
on
in
how
the mood
what his mood
tonight.
is.
I-
Oh boy, it's
I
raining.
researched. I researched Azure Lane for you. I saw gallons of ass and titties.
Oh, what a crime
oh,
for
no!
you!
I'm sure that you're suffering for that. Now, so I do not have any sort of liquid encouragement right now to read that Azure Lane shit heap.
You just have
However-
to grab one of the Azure Lane ladies and squeeze the milk out for liquid encouragement.
However, for the promise of cold hard cash, I will read it. Otherwise, we're going to be reading Harry Potter 1.
I will donate my own semen.
Do not.
I will send you his address.
Arn says, just make
a
your
little
title.
fucking Tervis Tumblr filled with just the smallest bit up to the little maybe one third part of the cup, and it's sealed over with some tin foil, just with a rubber band on top.
I will literally assassinate you. I don't even care about the consequences at that point. And when they go, why did you kill him? I'll just look at them straight in the eye and go, well, you see, officer,
Well,
he sent me a thermos of semen. And the officer will look straight back at me.
It's a Tervis Tumbler. They're the highest quality cups. Do you know how expensive they are?
And he will look straight back at me and go, okay, that's fair enough.
Hey, Sneaky, Birdie just dropped some cheers.
Yeah, Birdie dropped 5 cents. So
Thank you, Birdie, for the 5
Thank
cents.
you, Birdie.
You said cold hard cash, not a specific amount.
Yeah,
I think she's expecting payment. I
Cold
think she's
hard
expecting the service she paid for.
motherfucking 5 cent cash.
I am expecting a service. I actually have the prices listed out on my Patreon.
Lord of the Nose Hair gifted a tier 1 sub to my friend Pedro.
They're calling your bluff, Sneaky.
That is $2.55. I have my
Yeah.
prices listed. You all know what my prices are.
I don't know what your prices
No,
are.
your prices are not listed.
I gotta find.
Did
Sneaky's
they
Patreon
take
page,
down my
apparently.
Patreon again?
I don't know.
No, but like you have a
Oh,
$1,
wait,
a
here's a
$5, and a
Patreon
$10
link. Let's see.
tier, and I don't think anyone knows your Patreon exists.
It's
Well,
right in
0
the
patrons and
panel
0
down
per month
below.
means definitely nobody knows it exists.
Definitely nobody knows it exists. No, it is right here.
You should have a tier that gets you a Tervis tumbler every month. It's a free Tervis
So you can
tumbler
send me a
every
tumbler
month.
of semen? every
Imagine
month?
all the Kohl's cash you could rack up if you buy them there.
Ah.
It is already listed right there. And it doesn't even. You know what? I'll put the price at $10. How do you feel about that? That'll buy me enough liquid courage.
Oh, do you know how much Tervis tumblers cost? $10 ain't gonna get you far.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't think anyone will purchase my services then.
These are high quality cups, sir.
Well, you have literally robbed Birdie of all the money she owns on Twitch. I hope you're proud of yourself.
I am exceedingly proud.
Well,
of
I
myself.
would say he is.
If Birdie was worth only 5 cents in the first place, okay, it's not exactly ballin'.
Anyway, so this is the Purloined Legacy. Taylor Hebbert's future seems bleak indeed. No parents, no friends, no super special parahuman powers. Moving to Britain and living with crazy magic relatives that she never knew about before, that's gotta be worth a try, right? Even if it's all based on a teeny tiny itty bitty, okay, huge lie. Alright, so I will actually. I now have a patron. Oh my fucking god damn it.
Ha ha!
Di-
Now you
No.
got to.
No. Oh my god.
This
You
is not
have been
okay.
purchased. Ha ha!
This is not okay.
Well,
Oh, fucking Super Potatoes! What a gangster! What a
Fucking-
butt.
Jesus Christ, Super Potatoes.
I guess
Pay the piper, Sneaky.
Yeah, fine. I'll read your goddamn story.
actually I believe Super Potatoes gets the choice, so if he wants that to be his choice.
That's true enough. That is true enough.
Super
Potatoes
Make
does
him
get
make
to
him
pick the
read
story.
Harry Potter and Full Metal Alchemist / fan fiction.
No, there is
Yeah,
rules
no,
I do have to follow.
Yeah, there are
Yeah.
cannot
No,
do
I
an
read it.
SFW.
There's no graphic sex.
Hmm?
They're just gay together. Do you have a problem with being gay together, you homophobe?
Homophobe.
What was that pronunciation?
Apparently, I fear Homer. You know what? I will give that to you. I am a Homerphobe. The Iliad is a bit much for me. That went over everyone's head, didn't it?
No, we got it. Just
Okay.
wasn't very funny.
I want Sneaky to hit random fanfiction and read the first one that is Twitch safe. Okay,
Gangster.
I actually
Gangster.
have a program for that.
Oh.
So I'll just bring up
Oh.
Zeke's program here, and he
Oh.
actually has a random fic function on his service.
Well,
I
here's the
hope-
question.
I
Here's the
hope
question.
it pulls up
Are
one we've
are
covered.
we gonna pull everything?
What?
So. Well, that's what I'm asking. Like, what's the patron want? Like, are we just gonna hit the random button and let it pop up whatever?
The first
Whatever it
fic
please.
that shows up on the random thing that is Twitch safe, we are gonna
Yep.
read it.
Cool.
Let's see, where is it? Flipper. Can I get 5 cents worth of Azure Lane? You certainly can, Birdie.
After.
Fun fact! There's your 5 cents. I don't know what you thought I was gonna do. But you really should have expected that. Alright, let's see. So we have the profile selected, and then we do this, let's see. Where's it? Random fix. Here we go. And then we hit the search bar. I'll even display it for you all. Or is that going to crash the program? Nope, it won't crash the program. So you all can see that I hit random fix here. So the first fic goes... Oh no. Dreamscape of Roses. Good, I'm glad you all knew exactly what to expect from me. Ruby goes on an adventure of her dreams, in perhaps more literal sense of the term. Brought to you by Super Potatoes 1989. I just want you all to know that Super Potatoes 1989 is the one who brought you this fic. I repeat again, this is Super Potatoes' choice.
Wait, this looks from no. Oh, please tell me I haven't seen this.
Oh, here
Put
we
the
go.
link. Put the link in.
Yep.
I hope to have this finished by the time RTX comes around in volume 2 from it. Jesus.
Yeah, this was back in 2014.
Oh, from the archives it comes.
Grim are
Oh, it is
creatures without
complete,
souls.
too.
Is this just canon? Creatures without souls, darkness, dawn of man, darkness, mercy, compassion, darkness, evil, green, uniquely forged weapons, and dust. Is this just the canon opening?
No?
No?
No,
Okay.
this isn't.
Throughout the world, there have been over 200 recorded species of Grimm, many
It's
of
very
which
much
are
not
common,
canon.
found in most places. Yeah, 200 species of Grimm sound like a bit much to animate with the budget of a pack of crayons.
I
Hey,
I'm
don't
not
you
gonna
insult
lie.
Evangelion.
I oh, that's to Evangelion's credit. I like that they took the budget cuts. Like, okay, maybe we can do some interesting things here as symbolism. To their credit, that did take some amount of creativity.
They are harmless by themselves when dealt with by a competent hunter. Beowulfs, Ursa, Bobertas, Equine, and Longhorns are a few of these creatures. Another subgroup, which stand above previous ones, are much larger. Solitary creatures pose greater threats. That's not a sentence that makes sense. While a skilled hunter can deal with these Grimm, some make require.
Huh.
Gotta slay 'em all! Gotta slay 'em all! Pokemon! Gotta slay 'em all! Gotta slay 'em all! Some may require a team to execute. Such examples include King Taikitu.
That's I'm sorry. That sounds like a meme. Like that's what a chibi taijutsu would be memed in that world if the internet was as developed as it was here. I don't know why. That's the first thought that comes to mind.
Deathstalkers, Nevermores, Ababayas, and Wyverns. There is, however, another subgroup beyond these monsters, and they are referred to as end beasts. It looks like someone just recently read Worm when they were writing this. End beasts, though much smaller than the average Grimm, are often larger than a man. Okay, so maybe they didn't. They are perhaps the most dangerous creatures to exist in our world. However, they are extremely rare. So rare that most people will likely go their entire lives without ever seeing them. Due to the rarity of these creatures, there is some debate is sightings of particular specie may even be of a single individual instead of different Grimm. There is even some debate, you already said that they are more intelligent than the average Grimm, possibly even capable of thought and reason. Okay, well, that's right. They said by season 2, so they didn't know. Okay, so we can't actually come down on them for this. This reminds me of Monster Hunter. Yeah, I'm getting some big Monster Hunter vibes from this too. Yeah.
Well, no, keep in mind we also do get a little thing about like since like actually they can learn how to make decisions and they do learn.
In the end of season 2 or whatever, right?
Yeah, so in season 2, we
Oh.
even got heard like the older a Grim gets, it actually does learn. Like eventually they're like, okay, can't go near the walls.
Yeah.
Well, they
Stay
should.
away from
Max, that's what I
huntsmen.
said.
That's a group.
Right here, Ruby Volume 2 premiere. So this
Yeah.
is before Volume 2, which means I can't get on his case for saying that only the end game Grimm can be smart.
Oh yeah, okay, that, yeah. Sorry. I'll admit I zoned out slightly, checking on
To
something.
catch AIDS is my real test. God damn it, tension.
Tension, why?
Several of these creatures are Gilgamesh.
Sneaky.
Is there a problem?
He's wrong.
What?
But continue. Several of these creatures are Gilgamesh.
Oh, the author's wrong.
I think it was just because Sneaky just stopped talking. The sentence continues past that with a bunch of commas.
Who is known to steal the weapons.
Nope. This is as dumb as I thought it would be.
Who is known to steal the weapons fallen hunters, Ariko, who cares toxins of many incurable diseases.
Incurable diseases.
So they're very curable.
I guess.
No, they're extra incurable.
I
Like Sneaky, you're gonna need a wish spell to get rid of this thing.
In its fangs, and Baku, who feasts on the dreams of their victims until their life force is drained away.
Well,
okay.
I was
Well,
gonna say they actually kind of got one sort of right.
it sounds like the Int Beasts are the Pokemon version of Grim, as much as that joke hurts me from earlier.
No, it literally Gilgamesh is just straight up a Fate Stay Night reference.
Well,
No,
that's a Japanese.
not quite.
That's a JRPG thing in general. That's not a Gilgamesh thing. Well,
Okay.
not necessarily a Gilgamesh thing. The Japanese really like Gilgamesh and his weapons. Like
Not
I know
sure why. Like
there's like 3 different versions of Gilgamesh throughout all the Final Fantasy games, implied to be the same person traveling through time and space to collect more weapons.
which Final Fantasy games?
Apparently, he's a secret boss in at least 5 or 6 of them. He's also a boss. He's also
What,
the main
Gilgamesh?
boss
He's in like all of them.
I didn't know how many. I know he's a secret boss.
Well, he's
for
okay.
Most of them.
He's part of the main storyline in Final Fantasy V. That's his first appearance, and he
Oh,
he fucks with you over the course. He's like the mid boss over the course of the game. He keeps fucking with you.
So here we go from the wiki. He's a recurring character, initially introduced an antagonist. He has made a number of appearances. To
I
date,
was just saying that.
He's had more appearances than any other character, and may be the only character to appear in more than one main series. Began
It's also
tradition of-
interesting because it's implied that Gilgamesh, despite each Final Fantasy not being really connected, he's actually typically the same character across each game. Like he's got
Yeah,
a consistent story.
I know people like.
Wait,
flipped
he was in
shit when
15?
Yeah.
he's in Gladio's DLC. He's Gladio's like boss in the DLC. People were flipping shit when he showed up.
Oh,
Apparently,
that's right. I never played Gladio's DLC.
I liked that DLC. Like, all the boys are way more fun to play than just Noctis.
Oh no,
After
no. I
Noctis
played
sold,
Ignis's and I played Metal Gear Prompto.
everyone should play Metal Gear Prompto. But yeah, no, he's the boss for Gladio. It's pretty dope.
More than an hour late, but Moth-san is here. Hello, Moth.
Better late than never.
I suppose so. You were killed by a tree. A tree. See, now that would be the real dangerous Grim. The Grimmick. I'm not sorry for that pun.
We know you aren't. And that's why we're disappointed in you.
Moth, stop flirting with my audience.
Moth, continue.
Ruby, go to bed. Huh? Ruby's head shot up, almost with enough force to knock her out of bed. A lot of force.
Yeah. Like, what bet are you? Like, how close to Whiplash is she coming every time?
Ruby is actually Joker. But waking up every morning, she breaks her neck with the whiplash.
I remember once someone made a quote unquote realistic Flash fan fiction where the only thing that happens is he gets the super speed like normal. So every time he moves, he's just constantly shattering every bone in his body.
I don't
It's like-
think that's how the Speed Force works.
Well, technically all it does is make him fast, because it never says it makes him more durable. It just makes him fast. And like there was one point where Kid Flash got kneecapped by Slade, and the surgeon was
Of course
like,
it was Slade.
the surgeon was like, this is a big problem, because one of the surgeons had to just keep slicing his knee open every like 15 seconds because of how fast the kid was healing.
Wait. That doesn't make sense.
No, so he gets kneecapped by Slade,
Right.
and so there's a bullet under his knee
Right.
that the surgeons have to get out.
Right.
But in order for him to heal correctly. But they're having difficulty removing the bullet because the kid heals so fast. Like,
Okay.
it's difficult to perform surgery because
But-
the flesh keeps getting back in
Yeah,
the way.
but if the flesh is re-knitting itself back together that fast, it would have pushed the bullet out.
Yeah. That sounds like
They said
that-
it was
that-
under the knee. That's all I got for you.
okay.
Okay,
It
so
sounds
you
like
know
they're
what's
being,
under the knee? The fleshy bit at the back of your knee, and it just falls out.
Yeah, it sounds like they're just picking and choosing the Speed Force at convenience. Like,
I mean, that really wouldn't surprise me.
yeah, but not in a good way.
I didn't say it was.
Also, if the bullet goes through his bone, it would just. I mean, yeah,
No.
there's a joint right there.
No, if I remember correctly, Slade shot him from the side for the explicit purpose of now he can't do anything and you guys have to waste time trying to fix him.
If he shot him from the side, it should have passed right through.
They
Yeah,
yada
no-
yada away by going Slade's amazing, fuck you. Which is something the comics have done many times.
There's no gap there.
Slade like Deathstroke the Terminator?
Yes.
He's a
Slade-
pedophile.
We don't
With
talk
his own
about
child.
Wait,
Uh.
is Tara his kid?
Yeah.
What? I didn't know this more.
No, oh no. Tara's not his kid.
Oh.
But there's a later one where his actual daughter, hold on, I gotta remember her name. But his actual daughter also joined the Titans. And she was having a real physical relationship with Robin. And one
Is
of the
it
reasons
Rose Wilson? I'm looking this up.
Yes, Rose Wilson.
And they bang? He's a repeat offender? With his own daughter?
If I remember correctly, yes.
No, DC Comics, too far.
Hey, don't be
I
a
could be
pedophile.
wrong. I know for sure she did the nasty with Robin.
Don't be a pedophilophobe, Thor.
They call them maps now, don't you know?
Exactly.
What?
Don't you know love has no age?
Yes, it does. It's called the age of consent, as put down by the U.S. government.
But you see, consent's oppressive.
So
How did
basically,
how did
he's
we
like the
get
Jeffrey
here?
Epstein.
You guys
of
wanted
the
to talk
DC
about
universe?
DC Comics instead of this fic that we were being paid to read.
Yeah, because one of those is less painful. Anyway, get back to what you were paid to do.
I don't
Indeed.
know. What the DC started getting into weird territory.
Anyway, so you say something Weiss.
Rice. Nope, that's her name now.
I mean, she's like white rice.
Boring without sauce?
All women are boring without sauce.
I don't want to know what you're saying there, buddy.
We're just gonna keep going. Blah 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 blah. As much as I love you taking time to study, we need to go to bed. We have a trip early. Blah blah blah. Ruby rolled her eyes. Yeah, I got it. Then she rolled on into her bed and giggled. I can't wait. We've never been to a natural dust field. I wonder what it'll be like. Weiss rolled her eyes. Don't get excited. They're not interesting. It's just a large unharvested dust crystal sticking out of the ground. Are you really that much of a killjoy? From the opposite side of the room, Yang poked her head over her bunk. How can you honestly not think there's anything too exciting about a giant multicolored dust crystal? Weiss glared at Yang. I don't mean to sound rude, Yang, but have you forgotten who you're talking to? For as long as I can remember, I have been lectured repeatedly on everything there is to know about dust. Blah, 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 blah. You're being a cynical again, says Blake from the bottom of Yang's bunk. What were you doing in dust fields? Weiss asked. Wait, I thought we already finished this plot line. We know exactly what she would be doing in dust fields.
Snorting it.
Yeah. Like, even has a moment to remind her, do you really want to know?
Do you think they'll let us take any home as a souvenir? Weiss is just a big alarm clock. How am I an alarm clock? I was thinking the same thing. Really? I just love it when our brains think up the same stuff. Quick, think of something. Banana-rama sundae. Ruby blew a disappointed raspberry and flopped back down onto her pillow. I was thinking about rubber ducks. You two are idiots. You know, I'm actually 50-50 on this dialogue. I'm gonna be straight here. I don't know whether this dialogue is better or worse than canon, and I don't know how to feel about that.
It's got that interesting syndrome of some of these are funny and some of these
Like,
aren't
they
funny.
actually have a good back and forth going at times, but some of the dialogue is also just like, But at the same time, it's also like, is this better than canon's dialogue, or is this worse than canon's dialogue? And am I okay with that? Cocaine addict Weiss. Okay, that was actually a really funny story. So Laughing Lufo, actually, I think it was Laughing Lufo. Yeah, it was Laughing Lufo. So Laughing Lufo, remember how John's semblance was revealed in season 5? And they forgot completely about it later on?
Yeah.
So Laughing Lufo wrote a one-shot, like 4K long story about how Weiss was now addicted to the feeling of having more aura.
Okay.
And basically wrote Cocaine Addict Weiss.
I see.
And it was actually really fun.
Only she's addicted to John.
Yes. She just wants him for his aura.
That's what they say, you know, girls don't like boys, they like cars and money.
I just want you for your soul. Oh, that's the sweetest thing you've ever said to me, Weiss. Quick, now put it in me.
No, Sneaky. I imagined like a Warcraft 3 Banshee. Give me your soul.
Anyway. So, the dialogue continues, and they eventually all go to sleep and shit. And then, on her bunk, Ruby is trying to sleep. And then, she touches her textbook. And then, she starts reading about Grimm. And then, she throws it to the foot of her bed. Confirming she had not missed, there was a soft thud. And then, Ruby goes to sleep. And then she dreamed about sweet dreams of being a hero who defeated fierce monsters. It was her favorite kind of dream. And in this dream, the room was large and spacious, and around the walls were columns and pictures and signs. And there was holographic displays too, flickering, with a soft female voice accompanying these images. And there was a number of people here already here, admiring the exhibits and enjoying the varying tidbits of knowledge Oh, sorry. This was not her tweet. This is them at the museum or whatever. So the author does some lore dump about how dust works. Probably right, maybe wrong. I don't really care. It's done back in 2014, so I really can't comment about the knowledge they would have had back then. It was mostly fanon at that point.
Oh yeah.
I
This
mean,
volume
we
one,
still really
it was
don't
all
know.
fanon.
Well, Max, did they explain how dust works at all beyond it can do the elements?
Nope.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was. We knew that there were
Wait,
elements and that
actually,
it was used everywhere.
Max, have they explained anything beyond that since?
We got hard light dust.
I don't like that. Please stop reminding me that existed.
I think I just took sanity damage.
But no, we didn't really get. We got a little bit of expansion on. Oh yeah, there's a shit ton of elements, and it's used in everything. It was
We
all. It
got
was
your
always.
lightning dust. We got
It
your
was always a
gravity
popular.
dust.
There was always a popular theory that dust was used in literally everything from weaponry to household use. And then we got the World of Remnant saying, yeah, it's also used for household use, powering generators and whatnot. It went from being theory to confirmation. I think the only thing that's not confirmed at this point is using dust as spices for cooking, which is a very common thing to pop up in crossover stuff in Fate.
So, as a minor distraction, there's been an update to the battle plan to attack Area 51. 4chan's poll section has suggested that we strap furries to the front of cars and then ram the cars through the fences.
Now there's an idea.
Is this when we find out that all fursuits are Kevlar lined?
I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, Birdie is now advertising at ladybirdediting@gmail.com. Not an ad, but could be in the future.
Okay.
Now,
Alright,
let us
anyway.
get back to our scheduled program.
I want to talk
Um,
more about ramming furries into walls with cars.
I don't think that is Twitch approved content. So,
God
unfortunately.
damn it!
Yeah.
Games done quick wins again.
Sorry, what did I just miss? I heard yelling.
No, we're not allowed to repeat it. We'll get rid of it in post.
Oh no, what did you say when I wasn't paying attention?
You can't know.
Yes, Birdie.
Anyway,
your art
guys,
skills are
it's
very
almost 9. I gotta get to work. I gotta go to my
Oh.
dilation station and take a little break before I go to work. So
All
Have
right,
fun.
Jordan, you take care of yourself.
Thanks
Yeah,
for dropping
yeah,
in,
it's
buddy.
gonna
Always
get
a
my
pleasure.
glass tube out. I'm gonna do it. You guys have a good rest of the story. Congrats on the Patreoni tonight, buddy.
Yeah, that
It's
is
fucking cool.
I do not like this.
Now
I
you're
feel
becoming successful.
Now I feel
When's your
obligated to
self-sabotage gonna
do
kick in,
things.
Sneaky?
I don't like this.
now there's pressure. Oh yeah, Arn says, "Oh God, the glass tube." All right, you guys have a good night. I'll see y'all later.
All right, later, Jordan.
Okay, so the real question is, Sneaky,
Mhm.
are we allowed to make bets on when your self-sabotage will kick in?
Probably by the time it's actually worth something. I gave you money, now show my stream. Yeah, everyone, Nose Hair here does a stream at some points in time that I never really cared to memorize, and he plays games that I don't really care about either. So visit him at the places that you should already be at, and stuff. Yep.
He never said he would show you well.
When you open a Patreon, prepare to get patrons. Zeke says it doesn't work like that, though. I stream. Can I get a channel and a pingable role? I don't know, Birdie. I don't know you. You barely ever show up. You barely ever talk to us. I feel
Ooh.
really, what's that word I'm looking for?
Slighted, used,
Slighted, yeah.
offended.
All of those. You know what? Actually, Thesaurus, help me out here.
Oh boy, we're pulling out the big guns. You just gotta read down the a list of synonyms.
Oh, of course. Disparaged, scorned, snubbed. Okay, maybe not snubbed. You haven't really snubbed me yet.
I would say.
I'm affronted. Chill.
Wait, what?
What?
Since when?
Cool. What the discounted, disregarded, flouted, neglected.
Wait.
Sneaky, don't forget incontinent.
Yes.
Wait, is
Poo poo.
What?
what?
Hold on, I want to see that word on stream.
It's
I
on
demand to see
stream.
that on stream.
It's on stream right here between overlook and reject.
I think my stream
Ooh.
froze. There we go. Yeah, I'll be.
Not
Wait,
upstaged
Birdie
yet.
submitted writing submissions? What?
Yeah.
When?
I feel poo-pooed by the source. I poo-poo.
I forgot we have a writing channel.
Good job, Max.
Wow, Max.
It never gets used. Fuck off.
No, it doesn't get used anymore. It kind of makes me really sad.
Yeah, I see it, Birdie. I can see it now.
Examples from the web for poo-poo.
You know, the channel used to be used, and then Sneaky managed to scare off Faye somehow.
I know, that was Arn. Arn clapped back at Faye once, and then Faye got mad and left.
That be how servers do. All right, well, you guys got 8 minutes before I go eat pizza.
There was
so...
the sort of
I had
apparition
pizza before the stream.
that no, I'm eating pizza right now. We are the ghosts.
Hey.
We are the three ghosts of pizza: the ghost of pizza past, the ghost of pizza present, and the ghost of pizza future.
Who are we haunting, and can we get their money?
Nose hair. We're haunting nose hair's fat ass.
Alright, Noser, I'm coming for your wallet.
Anyway.
Oh, by the way, side note, I found out at my grandfather's funeral, one of my second cousins is a super cool individual, B, a published author.
Oh, well, okay.
Cool.
So once I get that book, I'ma let you guys know, and I'll do that person the favor of shilling them.
No, I am the ghost of pizza present tension. Atin's the ghost of pizza future. I'm not gonna put in the effort to post on your server when no one loves you. Excuse you, Birdie. We have done nothing but extol your accolades on our server. Anyway, let's finish up this chapter. Dust fields, attract Grim, blah blah, 2 hours, what can we do? Let's look around. Ruby nodded in agreement. It's Team Juniper and Team Ruby, and they're all friends with each other. Let's look around. Let's go to the gift shop. Maybe I'll get a giant rubber snake. Let's go see some giant crystals. Do you even know where you're going? No, but how hard can a giant crystal be to find? You have no idea how natural dust is formed, do you? Asked Weiss. Dust doesn't just pop out of the ground fully formed into crystals.
But it does?
Yeah. It's often found deep below the ground in thin veins. Well then, what's so special about this place? This place is an unusually large deposit of dust, as well as oddly sized, naturally forming crystals. Because of these formations, the potential of mining this land could be potentially worth in the tens of millions. What? If it's worth that much, how come no one mines here? Weiss opened her mouth to answer, but Blake spoke first. It's because this land was the site, that's the wrong version, site, of several of early battles after Dust's discovery, and many of those battles were what let mankind take its place in this world. It's considered a historical landmark, so no one is allowed to touch it, especially the Schnee Dust Company, but they've certainly tried. You don't have to tell me that. Last time I was here, my father spent trying to buy this land. You've been here before, when I was 13. Do you know your way around here? You could say that. Take us to the crystals. Okay. Blah blah. I found a special group of crystals that no one else knows about. I'll take you to them. Blah blah blah. Actually, decent dialogue. After they left the main building, Ruby went around to the landscape at the preserve. It was a dusty plain. That's the wrong version of plain. Jesus Christ. What caught her eye the most
What
was small
version
crystals.
even is that?
I don't know. They
Is that a
combined.
version?
They combined both versions of plain. That's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
it's not even a. That's not even. If that is a version of plain, that is like old spelling.
They're actually a time traveler from the 1800s.
Of course, yes.
I have no idea what the hell's going on. I don't know what to tell you. It's Ruby, and that's it. So they're all looking at the pretty dust crystals, and it was glistening in condensation, and it was large veins of dust. Also, I really love the humor value I'm deriving from the idea that a vital mineral used in pretty much every single form of convenience and weaponry that exists in the world is only worth $10 million as the largest mine in the world. This author clearly has no idea how economics work. See, that's what I said, Super Potatoes. That's what I said. So let's see. Estimated value. Let's do that.
Oh god.
Let's see. Does this give any statistics about valuation?
Volume 7 got a new writer.
What?
Court attention, new writer of Volume 7 is a shitty young adult novelist.
Oh,
Oh,
I was hoping it was
wow.
gonna be Haddock. So
Why
who's
would they
this?
do something smart like that?
I don't know. So who's this new author?
Attention didn't mention any names. Just said
Yeah,
something he
tension. We
heard.
need a name so we can be mad.
Oh. Apparently it's a debate.
Okay. So here we
I
go.
don't know.
So
Wouldn't surprise me.
Wyoming produces at $100 per pound 398 million tons of ore per year. So, let's see. 398.
Ugh.
3 zeros, and 3 more zeros. And times 2,000. Alright. And then times 100. I feel like that's the wrong number. I don't feel like that's right. I do not think Wyoming produces $79 trillion in ore every year. But for all I know, it's possible they do, because I mean, you do have to keep in mind there is the costs they have to pay out of transporting the ore, and they also have to pay to process the ore, and then you have to ship the ore, and then you have to pay all the people the ore. So I mean, while their net profit might come out to way less than that, I am just reading off of the government website for forward cost of reserves by state at year end of 2008. This is a government document according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. So, well, maybe that's the pricing that they've spent on digging up the ore. It's possible that's how much they spent digging up the ore, but still, just saying this, it's a pretty freaking big numbers. Regardless if it's spread out over the 5 years as the document was talking about, or if it's actually just for the year 2008, it's still a friggin' big number. That's how I feel about it all the time when I do math. This can't be right. How awkward would it be if Faye was the one who picked up Ruby Season 7?
I mean, that would be fantastic, because we'd get some quality writing.
That's fair. That's fair. Interesting. Okay, well, we'll check into her after this Discord. The stream's over. So let's wrap this up then. Let us wrap this up, and I'll just move this back over to Fanfiction Friday. And let's wrap up this.
Tension, give us the actual name.
No,
He did. He linked it in the 9K
there
chat.
it is. I see. My apologies.
Yes.
And only
Careful, Noira. You don't know what power these things have. Are they dangerous? Of course they're dangerous. Dust isn't like coal, iron, or diamond. You can't just hack away at it with a pickaxe. She's right. Large crystals have power in them, and if treated in the correct manner, can explode. Really? He stopped his hand before touching the crystal. We ended up walking into Ruby. She fell over and fell into a puddle of mud. Watch where you're going. Weiss, it's okay. I like this cape. Sorry, Ruby. No problem, John. Is there a river around here somewhere? Yeah, 15 minutes away. It'll be a half-hour round trip just to get rid of some mud. I'll be back in 5. That dolt. Weiss turned around, but her attention was caught by a dark shape, and then everything was darkness. So Ruby washed off her cloak, and then she came back. It was fun scaring Weiss and John. As she's going towards the cave, she runs into the cave, screaming "Bam!" and then she realized that no one was there. Because they were all on the floor instead, and Ruby was worried. In the center of the room, there was a Grim, or something that could have been a Grim. It was small, medium-sized dog, and was purple. It looked at her and let out a wheezing groan. She reached for Crescent Rose, and in the brief moment, she pulled it back to her side, and it turned into a rifle, and she pointed it at the Grim, ready to fire, but she didn't fire at the Grim because she didn't want to be aggressive, and then she lost feeling in her hands and could no longer hold on to the rifle. And then she collapsed in tiredness, and all she could do was sleep. So, my verdict on this random story brought to you by Super Potatoes. The dialogue was mediocre but tolerable. The characters more or less had the exact same sort of dialogue in terms of how they phrased everything they said and the kind of emotions they exhibited, which is to say, none, or some sort of mix of happy, cheerful, perky. Better than the show's dialogue, most certainly at times. Almost, if not all the time, though, so there is that. The premise of the story is excessive. If this is a story about something that happened inside of Ruby's dreams where she's basically going on this make-believe fantasy adventure in which she has to try and fight the Baku in her dreams to rescue her friends, some sort of big goddamn hero. That's fine. I actually really enjoy that sort of premise because I mean it's both open then for you to do a complete AU while keeping it canon compliant because it's a dream. So of course this could happen. You can use that hand wave excuse for pretty much anything that happens in your story from then on, which is what I'm completely fine with, because that's a legitimate excuse. Oh, why is there a Grim with 20 arms and it shoots laser beams from its palms? Because it's a dream, and that Grim doesn't actually exist. I don't really see the reason as to why the author needed to introduce an extra 190 species of Grim into the story. I don't really think it's going to come up. I mean, they might exist in the dream, and that's why he did it, but as far as I'm concerned, it was unnecessary dialogue at the start of the story that made me not want to read it. It was uninteresting. Usually I skip over italicized openings because it's either indicative of a flashback, which typically in fan fiction I'm just not interested in reading, frankly, or it's some sort of history lesson or a recreation of like an OP or an OVA or something where they just reiterate something that was already known in canon. And in this case, they did not, but they still used it as a sort of anime introductionary thing where they do this whole like, long ago in a time far away, there was humans and Grim. And
So
that just, it's just not interesting when it's written down,
Yes, I agree with you. So I was reading some of the reviews for this person's book. It looks like everything that we hated in previous seasons, we're going to get more of. So bland writing, zero character depth, and ham-fisted representation.
Excellent. Okay. So to wrap this up, basically the opening was terrible. Frankly, it was not the worst opening I've ever read, but it is not the medium for it. That sort of medium is best kept to a manga / comic booky thing where you can actually illustrate the stuff to keep people interested, or a narrative opening sequence for a animation or live action or whatever. But generally, when it's written down, it's not as interesting as you think it is. And trying to do this whole history lesson before the whole thing starts so people know where the AU parts are. I kind of get where you're coming from, but I do not recommend you do some sort of lore dump as your opening paragraphs. This goes for fanfiction and normal fiction in general. Don't do lore dumps as an opening paragraph. Now, you can sneak the lore in, but don't just sit there and be like, at this point in time from this many years ago, this subspecies of blank was discovered, and they look like this, and their names are these. And there is larger, better, more dangerous threats, and they are named like this, and it's just... nobody cares. Overall, the action is meh. The characters were true to what little characterization they had, I suppose. Yeah, other than that, I mean, it could have been an interesting idea, but the opening was just so bad, I probably would have never read this story if I wasn't being paid to. So that about sums it up. Anything to add, you two?
No.
Nah.
Alright then. I shall release all of ye from your binds of suffering, and I will see you all next time at Tuesday.
Please
Right?
kill us.
Yes, it's Friday, so next time it's Tuesday. I will see you all at Tuesday at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and if you enjoyed this podcast, just enjoyed me screaming at the top of my lungs and us not reading fanfiction, anything. If you enjoy anything at all in your life, just share this podcast, spread it around, promote it, because it feels awkward when I do it. But other than that, I will see you all next time, because there is always more and it will always get worse.